Hey, it's Rebecca Smith from the KBIA newsroom in Columbia, and it's time for Missouri Health Talks, a project where we listen in on Missourians' conversations about access to health care. And this week, a collaboration with our oral history series, Missouri on Mike. This week, we hear from Joelle Thompson from Independence, Missouri. She spoke with the Missouri on Mike team at the state fair last August. Joelle is an elementary school art teacher who got COVID-19 in September of 2020, and she shared about her experiences with long COVID. Here's Joelle.
7 months into my first year of teaching was March 2020, and the pandemic happened and lockdowns happened, and I taught virtually for 2 months as an art teacher, which is really hard at the elementary level. And then I taught in person last school year, and I came down with COVID pretty early in the school year, and I was sick for about 7 months. Thankfully, just by God's grace, I was able to come back to work. But I was pretty weak, and I was on a walker at first, and I had to take steroids for a while and changed my diet, and I couldn't do a lot of things by myself for a while, like grocery shopping and stuff like that. It was just kind of like I was hanging on to my job by my fingernails, and I had to get accommodations and everything. It was really scary. I had to definitely fight like depression-inducing thoughts a long time with it, because you don't know if it's permanent lung damage and you're going to live this way for the rest of your life, or if your heart rate is ever going to go down to normal. Before the pandemic, I was always, and I'm still a pretty active person, and my resting heart rate was maybe 60 beats per minute because I had done a lot of running in high school, and then at its very best, it was 90 beats per minute, and if I stood up to do dishes, I felt like I was going to have a heart attack. It was crazy. And I found a lot of support on a Facebook group with other long haulers and followed a lot of their advice, because for a while, I couldn't even navigate the medical system to get seen for an appointment, because even though I tested negative for COVID, I was still exhibiting symptoms, and there are those screening questions, and if you can't pass the screening questions, you can't get in to get seen. So there was a lot of bureaucracy that I had to battle. I felt sick for about 6 weeks after contracting the virus, and then I actually felt back to normal for about a month or so, and then I had a really stressful week at work and a pretty long day at the zoo. We just went to the zoo and walked around a lot, and I guess I pushed myself too far or triggered something, because I had this big relapse, and all through, I would say, December, January, February, parts of March, I was just very short of breath. I felt dizzy all the time. I had to wear compression socks just to get through a day at work. And then slowly through diet changes and taking a lot of antihistamines and following some other supplements of advice that I saw with other long haulers online, and kind of some trial and error to see what worked for myself. I just slowly improved, and a lot of it was rest. When your body is battling something like long COVID, sometimes it kind of mimics old age in a way, and giving your body that time to recover helps. And so I just rested a lot on top of it all, and that's what gave me the most improvement. I would say I'm 99% now. I can do a lot of things I couldn't do before, like I'm playing tennis and just enjoying it.
That was art teacher Joelle Thompson from Independence, Missouri, speaking about some of the lasting health effects she's dealt with after a COVID-19 infection. That's it for this week's Missouri Health Talks, which was produced by Katie Quinn. Tune in next week for more conversations from throughout the state about health and access. I'm Rebecca Smith. Thanks for listening.